What's up, guys? JD at JD's Custom Buggies. Just want to touch on this and try and make it as quick as possible. I don't think it's the most interesting subject in the world, but let's talk about lug patterns. I see it on Facebook groups, questions and buggy forums and whatnot in the past. What lug pattern is my buggy? Look for new wheels, whatever. There's two lug patterns that basically cover the whole field of like 150cc and 250cc buggies, and that's 4 on 110 and 4 on 137. Now, the 4 on 137 thing gets confusing because I've seen it listed even on ATV, like in catalogs and whatnot. Sometimes they're listed as 4 on 136, sometimes they're listed as 4 on 137. I've even seen them on some websites as 135.8 or 7 or something like that. It's 137. 4 on 137 is the lug pattern. So we'll go with rear hubs first. Everybody probably seen one of these before if you have a Europe dog. It's a Europe dog hub, 4 on 110. Not the most robust hub in the world. Of course, we all know between the front end and the axles and hubs that Europe dogs are plagued with problems. But to me, they're still the Volkswagen of buggies. I mean, they're kind of primitive, but they're still cool all the nonetheless. You know, just like a Volkswagen Beetle. But 4 on 110, of course, it has no lug pattern in the front. It's got a wheel that slides on the hub, or slides on the spindle. But on most buggies, so in the beginning, when buggies came with 8-inch wheels all the way around, first gen Carter Talons and some other ones, they were 4 on 110 front and rear. Okay, so that's a 4 on 110 rear hub. This will fit a first gen Carter Talon. And the reason for that is that, you know, 8-inch wheels, they can't take a larger lug pattern than that, basically. So as buggy manufacturers went up to a 10-inch wheel in the rear, they bumped up the lug size, or, you know, on the hub, 4 on 137. Okay, so big difference. So you're not going to find an 8-inch wheel that'll fit this one, but you will find a 10-inch wheel that will fit this, or an 8-inch wheel. So that's kind of the trade-off. Now, that being said, as far as spline counts and whatnot, now I've used these same hubs on first gen Carter Talons, second gen Carter Talons, Hammerheads, Trailmasters, Crossfire, Candies. The spline count seems to be the same. So that being said, if you wanted to change your lug pattern for any reason, you kind of do a swapperoo with these two. So let's say you got a good set of ATV wheels for your rear. They happen to be 4 on 110 instead of 4 on 137. It's too good a deal to pass up. Maybe wheels and tires. You could always just buy hubs and swap them out. Okay, and change the lug pattern on that. I think that pretty much covers the rear end. If I think of anything else, I'll jump back to it. So, talking about front hubs, as far as I know, 150cc, 250cc buggies, they're pretty much standardized at 4 on 110. Okay, there might be differences. Now, I have seen differences in some spindle stubs, like a Crossfire hub is different and will not, even though it takes the same rotor and it kind of looks the same, it is different front. The width of it is a little different front to rear. I don't think the bearing difference is all that. I believe the bearing difference is the same. It just kind of sticks out a little more, but I could be wrong. But I do know that the rear bearing, like if I were to take this off a Trailmaster and try to slide it on a Crossfire, it wouldn't go unless I change the rear bearing out. You just got to change out one bearing and then it'll kind of go in. The bearing size is different. It's the same outer diameter, different inner diameter. Okay, so you might be able to, you know, manipulate using bearing sizes if you needed to kind of make one fit another. But 4 on 110. Now, how you measure these is, or how, for those who don't know, how do we come up with what does 4 on 110 mean? So basically, if you go diagonal from stud to stud, okay, it's 110 millimeters, all right, or it comes out to like 4 and 5/16 in change, but it's 110 millimeters there. On this one, from center to stud across, going diagonal, 4 on 137. Okay, so that's how you come up with that measurement. Now, these hubs here are basically for like go-karts, Mancos with 5/8 spindles, you know, Intruder, Warrior, Silver Fox, Earth Dog, Spider Box, 3205, 3203 maybe, it might, fit, whatever's got a 5/8 spindle. Now first, back in the day, when I first got into this 10, 11 years ago, I wanted to put hubs on my Earth Dog, on the spindles. 4 on 100, or 4 on 4 inches, because 100 millimeters is 4 inches, was the only size you could find. So what I had to do to use ATV wheels is I actually bought a wheel spacer adapter that was 4 on 110 and adapted it to 4 on 100, or 4 on 4 inches, that adapted it to 4 on 110. So I had it set up like this. I bolted on a spacer, it changed the lug pattern to 110, and put on my 110 wheels. Okay. Problem with these are 4 on 100 is not a popular size unless you have a golf cart. All right, and even then the wheels are kind of little fat. If you're looking for a good thin, 10x5 or 8x5 ATV wheel, you're not going to find it in this lug pattern. So the wheels are very limited. Now, that being said, I'm just not a big fan of these. That being said, what we have, it's available on GotBuggies.com, is same style hub, all right, but it's 4 on 110. All right, so you can actually put this on your Earth Dog and just bolt up an ATV wheel with 4 on 10, 4 on 110 lug pattern. What's also nice about these versus the other ones, they have more offset. So of course, if you put a 10-inch wheel in there with a 22-inch tire, it gives you a little more turning room. Okay, they have 2 5/8 spindles in there. Pretty much a standard, same, 5/8 bearings, same bearings that are basically in the wheels. Okay, and you slide that on, you bolt on your wheel, you're good to go. So that being said, like I said, I want to make it quick and short. I just kind of want to explain how you get the measurement and what most of you guys have, most of you guys have either 4 on 110 front and rear, or 4 on 110 front, 4 on 137 rear. All right. Hopefully that helps you out. If you're learning and you're interested, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you keep watching. If you need parts, go to GotBuggies.com. These hubs here, I will, basically everything that's on the website, I'll put a link to the hubs in case you guys are in need. And that's on GotBuggies.com. All right, guys, have a good day. See ya.